it's Mao from Sparkly Belly. I picked up this super cute spandex fabric when I visited the garment district in New York City last year with Mahin, and I knew I had to make a playful baladi dress out of it. I did a baladi dress tutorial before with a keyhole neckline, but this time I wanted to make one to pair with a Dina style bra. So in this video and next one, you'll see how to make this baladi dress with a Mandarin collar and a placket. Let's get started. To make this baladi dress, you need stretch fabric. You need about 2 meters or 2 yards. Button shirt. We'll use this as a pattern. If you have one that's slim fit or fitted, that works best. Mine is a loose fit, so you'll see how I adjust the size later. Paper to make a pattern with. We'll make a small pattern for the collars, so you just need a small piece of paper like a letter size paper. Any paper will do, and regular sewing tools. First, we'll take a few measurements. Hip measurement. This is the circumference of the largest part of your hips. From the bottom of your neck to the largest part of your hips. From the bottom of your neck to the floor. And your preferred slit length. I usually pick around the mid-thigh area and then just measure from there to the floor. Write these measurements on a piece of paper and have them ready. Next, we'll make a pattern for the Mandarin collar. A Mandarin collar is a type of small fitted collar that you see often in Middle Eastern garments. We'll make it based on your button shirt. Fold your button shirt in half by lining up the ends of the collar. Place it on your pattern paper flat and trace all the way around. The folded section should be a straight line. Now this is a little too narrow, so at the top edge add half an inch or 1 centimeter and connect to the bottom edge. And finally add a half an inch or 1 centimeter seam allowance at all sides except for the folded side. And cut along the lines. This is your Mandarin collar pattern. Now take out your fabric and place it on a flat surface and fold it so that the fold is perpendicular to the direction of stretch. Fold your button shirt in half so you see half of the back side of your shirt. Place the fold of your shirt against the fold of your fabric. Trace the neckline, which is below the collar, as best as you can. Then continue to trace the shoulder line. If your shirt is fitted, simply trace it as it is. Mine is very loose, so I moved the shirt over by 1 inch. Trace the armhole and the side. From the end of the neckline, measure and mark the measurement from the bottom of your neck to hips and to the floor. At the measurement to the hips, measure 1/4 of your hip measurement from the fold. Connect the line from tracing your shirt with your hip measurement mark with a smooth line. With this pattern, your dress is going to be a little loose fit. If you want more fitted around the hips, you can take out half an inch or an inch or so. If you want looser, you can add a half an inch or an inch. Then you can take it all the way down to the floor line and connect it to the fold line. And from the bottom, measure your slit length. Many baladi or saidi dresses are straight like this, but for this one, I wanted a bit more dress-like look and a little coverage at the slits. So I gave it a little flare by adding 15 degrees from the top of the slit. And measure the length of the slit along the 15-degree line and connect it to the bottom of the skirt. Add a half an inch or 1 centimeter seam allowance to all sides except for the fold. Cut along the lines both layers together and add a notch at the top of the slit. Now you have the back panel ready. Now we'll repeat this with the front part of your shirt. Make sure you trace the neckline below the collar as accurately as you can. And again, I moved the shirt to make it more fit and trace the sides. Now the only thing that's different here is you have to measure the measurements from the bottom of your neck to the hips and to the floor from 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters below the top of the shoulder line. Then the rest is the same. Connect to the hip line, add a flare, and add a seam allowance and cut. And now you have the front panel. Next, fold the fabric again and place one of the shirt sleeves against the fold so that the shoulder side is on the fold of the fabric. Trace the sleeve about halfway, and the style of Baladi dress sleeves is very different from here, so just mark the length of the sleeve and connect with a straight line. Measure and mark the halfway point on the fold and add a 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter seam allowance all the way around. Then cut along the lines. Add a notch at the fold to indicate the midpoint and also cut along the fold to the halfway mark from the end of the sleeve. Repeat this one more time to make another sleeve. Okay, 2 more things to go. Trace the Mandarin collar pattern twice against the fold and cut. If you're using fabric with stripes like I am, or other patterns, be aware of which way you're cutting the fabric. Generally speaking, stripes go vertically for Baladi dresses. And finally, cut a rectangle panel for the placket. The placket is the overlapping section at the neckline of the dress. This rectangle should be 5.5 inch by 15 inches or 14 centimeters by 38 centimeters. This makes a 14 inch or 35.5 centimeter opening at the neckline, and the placket will be 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter wide. On the wrong side of the rectangle panel, mark these lines. Center, 1/2 inch from the center, 1/2 inch from the bottom, and 1/2 inch triangle at the center. These will come in handy when we sew. And cut along the 2 lines at the bottom. Now you have all parts of the Baladi dress ready. Here's a good place to call it a day. In my next video, which will come out next week, I'll show you how to assemble all these pieces together. If you liked what you saw so far, please share this post with your dancer friends. And if you're curious about the Dina style bra I'm wearing under the Baladi dress, I have a brand new course on making a Dina bra from scratch. If you're curious, learn more at the link in the description. Thanks for watching and keep sparkling!